Have you heard about the Microsoft and or Bing's reward program? They're basically the same thing. This admittedly won't be a lot of money, but it is a tried and true r/beer money method. If you search for Microsoft rewards, the landing page that you reach will tell you a little bit about the program, and ultimately, if you try and sign up through there, it will redirect you to the Bing rewards program. Once you're signed in, you should have a dashboard that looks something like this. This may be a region-restricted program, but the only barrier to entry in the US that I'm aware of is having a Microsoft account. What really intrigued me is that they brought back the referral program, which they had sunset shortly after I had originally joined. I've got my referral code censored because, well, share yours among each other. For a general desktop user, the primary way that you're going to earn these points is by using Bing for searches and interacting with all of these little quest panels that they give you on the dashboard. There is a login streak bonus associated with completing the daily set, but let's pump the brakes for a minute and theorycraft on why Microsoft is willing to pay us. Because they are willing to pay us. Engagement numbers. Although Xbox users might actually get some serious value out of this, I'm not sure how, I don't want to say profitable, but profitable these quests that they offer are, as well as how much cashback they give you on your Xbox and Microsoft Store purchases. But back to what's the point of the program? What are we giving away that they're willing to pay for? Well, time for one thing, attention, of course. Identity, it's a fingerprint of where you were at the time, as well as habits. There have been a few paradigm shifts which I'm aware of with this program, one which occurred shortly after I originally joined, and at least one since then. So what's all of this worth? Not accounting for bonus point opportunities, you're allowed to get daily 150 search points and then an extra 100 mobile search points. How much is a point worth? Well, legally, nothing. The points themselves can expire, and until they're redeemed for something, they're effectively worthless. But what can we redeem them for? In my past experience, gift cards. The conversion rate isn't exactly standard, but a Amazon $10 gift card is 10,500 points. I believe that's the best conversion rate for something which isn't directly a Microsoft product, which means that roughly 10 points is equal to a penny, and that there is a 50-cent activation fee on the Amazon gift card. Now, I don't personally subscribe to the idea of giving any Microsoft application access to my phone. Your situation may be different, to each their own. This effectively means I'm capped at 150 points for the desktop searches and whatever the daily sets happen to be. At 5 points per search, it's going to be 30 searches to cap out for the day. If you complete all of the Explore with Bing quests, 5 to 10 of those should be occupied already. Those Explore missions are actually part of the more recent paradigm shift that I noticed. They seem to keep recycling the same search terms of what they want you looking for. Presumably because they want to sell advertising space on those specific searches because they have a profile built about you. But if it's something that you weren't going to be searching for and weren't interested in, then going and searching for the same thing repeatedly isn't actually going to make you want to buy the thing, I don't think. If anything, it's going to annoy you. It annoys me. However, it really doesn't matter that much because I'm still not going to buy the thing. There's going to be some variance between days in terms of how many points you can get. The streak bonus should average to about 15 points per day that you log in, about 50 points per day for the daily set, maybe another 50 to 100 for the Explore with Bing stuff. We'll just say for the sake of argument that it takes about 5 minutes to get between 150 and 250 points, which can be repeated once per day. That's only 15 to 25 cents in 5 minutes, which works out to like $1.80 to $3 in an hour. But hey, if you have 5 minutes to burn, obviously there are better ways to spend your time than interacting with Microsoft's AI for $3 an hour. Doing nothing and getting paid nothing is probably better than that. Which is precisely why the last time that I interacted with this service was when I was homesick for a week with a particular plague that was running amok for a few years there. But clearly something's brought me back. And yeah, that's certainly true. Now, personally, I like to use different browsers for different tasks. While Edge might be the optimal browser to use as there are additional bonuses associated, I discovered that it would not allow me to sign into a Microsoft account differing from the current user account. So you may have to use an alternative browser in the event that your Windows user account was made with a throwaway email. Or if you have a MacBook and also a Microsoft account, you should be able to do this in Safari, technically. Regardless, make sure that you are signed into your Bing Rewards profile on whichever browser you plan on executing this with. I will offer the caveat that upon being prompted with yet another Refer a Friend daily mission one day, I noticed a banner about unusual search activity and potential restrictions on my earnings. Which to me seems like Microsoft has realized in less than one payout cycle that I'm not really interested in using Bing as my daily search engine and don't really take their program too seriously. Nevertheless, they haven't explicitly said that I'm restricted from earning yet, which means until they block my account, I have no reason not to attempt to extract value out of Microslop. To talk realistic numbers without having to invest anything additional, assuming you have access to a Microsoft account, which can technically be created for free, and many people will likely already have one personally. We'll be a little bit conservative with our estimates, even though you could probably pull about $60 a year. We'll say it's about $50 a year per person. Now, if you get a gift card at like a chain restaurant, $50 for the year, that's a meal that could be a pick-me-up snack a bunch of times. Or you could redeem it all as Amazon credit, which is a highly flexible way to go about your business, as then you can get whatever you want. Assuming the threshold for free delivery remains similar, then $50 will be enough if you make the full order all at once to cover everything without needing to pay for shipping, without needing an additional subscription. $50 a year is all well and good, but can we scale this up? And yes, if we put emphasis on the word we, then we certainly can. Take your own tribe, for example, be it your household, your office, a classroom, a sports team, whomever you gather with. If everybody in your group had an extra $50 in their pocket at the end of the year, would it be a significant boost to team morale? For the time being, I'm going to exclude the referral system from the calculations. It may or may not be in effect by the time you get around to this. If it is, by all means, take advantage. According to the 2024 census, the average United States household size was 2.54 people. 2 or 3 members in the household means on average $100 to $150 per year. Worth noting that you probably shouldn't funnel all of the gift cards onto the same account, as it is highly probable that they can track that. Like, you definitely should not run multiple accounts for yourself and send it all to yourself, but beyond that, if you have a household, do not pool everything onto one account, have everyone have their own accounts that they are all exporting separately to. Running multiple instances of this program for yourself would be against the terms of service, so they have to have protections against funneling all to one account. Keep in mind that any given gift card code is a unique key that's going to be redeemed against whatever service that you're providing it to. Assume that anywhere that you are redeeming these keys, both the corporation that issued the key and the corporation that you're redeeming the key through know where the key came from and is going to. In other words, if you get a key code from Microsoft for Amazon, assume that both Amazon and Microsoft know. Assume that Amazon knows that you got your code from Microsoft, and assume that Microsoft knows which Amazon account redeemed the code, and that they may or may not be sharing marketing data with each other about information about you. Similarly, if you do this in a retail location and you pick up a gift card from, say, the local 7-Eleven paid cash, assume that whatever corporation you redeem it through knows that it was issued by a 7-Eleven, whether or not this is meaningful to you. Just good general security health. You should know that these corporations are talking to each other about you. One user's about $50, 2 is about $100, 3 is about $150, as we've already established. And who wouldn't welcome an extra $100 to $150 per year in their household? And of course, if you have 5 people within your squad, you'll be getting $250 a year amongst yourselves. But if there are, say, 11 of you, a football team's starting lineup, that's $550 a year. Or $1,250 for the whole 25-person team. Naturally, 50 of your closest friends would be $2,500 a year. Some social scientists have suggested that we can't really maintain as a species more than 100 concurrent relationships. 100 acquaintances would be $5,000 per year. However, my graduating class was actually over 200 people. Now, if everyone from my class was on this, that would be $10,000 per year taken from Microsoft. This is just money being left on the table. And on the individual scale, it's not a ton of money, but if you scale it out to every eligible participant taking whatever they can, as of September of 2025, there was approximately 212 million working age adults in the United States. 212 million by $50 is 10.6 billion. With a B, and that's just money that Microsoft is technically willing to pay us all. That said, if this program ever gained that much traction of this many people using it, all of whom are not actively contributing to the Bing economy, whatever that means to Microsoft, they're bound to discontinue it eventually. But until we reach that point, I am more than happy to collect when I can and let other people know that this exists, especially if their intention is to claim all of the points that they can for free while giving away as little information as possible. Because in the same train of thought as any gift card that you claim will be known to both Microsoft and whatever company that you're redeeming it through, assume that Microsoft is going to try to sell any information about your searches and also your reward habits to whoever the highest bidder is. It's relatively well known at this point that if a service is free, then you are the product. So, do whatever you can within reason, without technically doing anything wrong, to make sure that whoever you're being sold to wants a refund. Because realistically, programs like this shouldn't be able to exist. The assumption is that they're making more off of you than you're getting back from them. In my case, I have the rewards program sandboxed to a device that I only use in a professional capacity otherwise, meaning none of my personal information is attached to this device. And I'd imagine that might be part of why my device is flagged for non-conforming or otherwise suspicious activity relative to the program. None of the browsing history that they were able to scrape has anything marketable within it. And that's part of why I don't suggest using a mobile device for this. Your phone has far too much information on it for you to be giving away, but I suppose if you have a tablet that you just use for streaming services or games, but also have no tie-ins back to your main life, but at the end of the day, you guys all have to do whatever it is that you want to do. If enough of your data is already circulating amongst information brokers and you don't really care if Microsoft has it, by all means, add your phone as an additional device. That's up to you. I wouldn't do it myself. But hey, if you're willing to sacrifice a phone too, that goes from like $5 a month to $5.50 per month. Anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble. The game in the background has been Fly Night. If you plan on sharing this information with your local organization, consider sharing this video with them as well. We've all been living through some strange times, and I gotta say, I still find it funny that the program that Microsoft originally rolled out to get people using Bing not only still exists, but also still pays people to use Bing. Can you think of any other reward programs that work like this and also pay out? I know that Brave Browser has something, but it works a little bit differently. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Hope to catch you at the end of the next one.